Hello everyone, welcome back to MGM. I'm Jimmy. Today we've got a Flames of War battle report, but in a light format. By that I mean that you will not see a lot of dice rolls, and I will be explaining things to you from the German perspective. This game was filmed at our local shop with my good friend Anthony. I did bring a Panzer IV tank company, and I'm going to square off against a Sherman tank company on his side. The mission we're playing today is outflanked. The Germans have rolled up for the attack, and I have placed two objectives in the deployment zone of the Allies. Intelligence suggests that the far right objective is going to be a decoy, and the Germans are going to focus their main firepower on the center objective. This is a very casual and friendly game. I had no intention of filming it until everything got set up and we started moving things around, and I was like, man, this just looks so beautiful. So I just wanted to share it with you. It's not like our normal format battle reports, but I still hope you enjoy. The Germans will get the opening turn, and I've placed some Panzer IVs in the middle that could quickly move to the right side of the board where I do have my observation post. I want them to feel like I could threaten that objective at any time with those Panzer IVs. Panthers were deployed on the left side as a major threat, and infantry along the center as I plan to move them straight across. The Americans have stashed their artillery as well as their mortars in the center of the board. They do have the M36 tank destroyers in ambush and will be getting immediate reinforcements in this game. There isn't a lot of action to report in the opening turn as I send my infantry forward into the buildings. The Panzer IVs on the right side move up to the wall, getting concealment. I do attempt to get some Nebelwerfer shots down onto the open top vehicles, but I am unable to dislodge anything. I do end up bailing out one of the artillery. The Panthers move forward as well, unleash some shots, I think needing 7s to hit. Near impossible, but somehow one of them finds the mark, destroying one of the American artillery units. There was not a lot of counterpunch from the Americans in the bottom of the turn. They did pin my infantry, but they all made saves and continued to move forward to the wall. German tanks continue to move forward on the left flank. The Panthers shoot once again, this time missing the target. A salvo from the Nebelwerfers proves to be ineffective, and all other German tanks cannot find any targets. Bottom of 2 for the Americans, with the Grasshopper observation post entering, which I find might be an illegal unit, as the proper artillery was not fielded to have him. The Americans also relocate their jumbo to get some shots on the incoming Panzer IVs. Mortars once again pound the infantry positions that have now moved up to the wall, but they are in terrain, they make all of their saves, they do get pinned down. The Germans in turn 3 continue to move their infantry and the Panzer IVs across the road section. Successful cross-checks from the HQ allow them to get into cover. The Panthers fire at their halted rate of fire, needing 6s and miss everything, but the Panzer IVs follow up short range and land 3 hits. This is able to knock out the last artillery unit. Nebelwerfers bail out one of the 81mm half-tracks, but he is able to remount in the American starting step. The bottom of turn 3 for the Americans sees German infantry and Panzer IV units now threatening the objective. The Panzer IV stationed at the center of the board that were looking to potentially threaten the decoy objective on the right have pulled back due to that American jumbo. The M36s are going to pop out of ambush on this turn at the center of the board, while Stuarts that were hunkering down on the far right objective now make their way around the backfield. With American heavy guns now on the board from the M36s, these are being proxied by these M10 models, the Americans do decide to lay down a blanket of smoke. The smoke is intended to prevent the Panzer IVs from returning fire on this turn. The M36s out of ambush fire a ton of shots into the Panthers, and they land at several hits, but the result is only one Panther being bailed out. This action is followed up by a group of Sherman 75s that came onto the board from reserve, and they are able to bail out one of the oncoming Panzer IVs. The Germans are quick to remount with protected ammo, and in their movement step, the Panzer IVs here swing around to bring guns to bear against the M36s. The commander holds firm. The infantry move on to the objective and appear to be getting into an assaulting position on the tanks. Panzer IVs only manage to bail out one of the M36s. Panzer IVs and Panthers also move up the board, gaining concealment. The US offers a counterpunch here, as tanks are going to move into an assaulting position on the infantry. M36s position themselves to open up fire on the Panzer IVs at the center of the board. The shots are true. They end up destroying one Panzer IV and bailing another. American armor lays down a ton of shots against the Panzer IVs that are in the woods. They do gain concealment. The Germans were lucky to not sustain any casualties. More American armor fires into the Panzer IVs, some electing to fire into the HQ unit, but the shots miss or armor saves are made. As we move to turn 5, the German armor do successfully remount their tanks, moving into a firing position along the wall. The German HQ stays put, while one of the Panthers gets in line of sight to take down one of the American Shermans. Bottom of 5, the Stuarts have wrapped around to now face the American infantry. American armor surges forward to get shots on the Panzer IVs that are in the woods. Shots ring out from those Sherman tanks, and they are going to dispatch all 3 of these Panzer IVs. American guns come roaring to life as they put a few shots on the HQ unit but fail to find the mark. The other Panzer III unit, however, is going to have a destroyed tank as well. The Stuarts dumped their machine guns into the infantry. They did use a blitz move, so they were unable to charge in this turn. That is not going to stop some American armor from electing to charge into the German infantry, however. Passing cross-checks where needed, American armor assaults the German infantry. Losing 2 infantry teams, they pass their motivation to continue the fight. They end up taking down one of the Shermans and throwing them back off the objective. As we move to the top of turn 6, the Panthers now come from behind the woods to put down shots on the Shermans. The Germans use their Nebelwerfers to lay down a blanket of smoke protecting their Panzer IVs. All shots pour into the Shermans, and 2 are destroyed, 1 is bailed out, and that was the closest one to the objective. With orders complete, the Germans are going to occupy the objective. They are dug in. The game at this time being called a German victory. It was a very close game that came down to an armored assault on the German infantry, but they were unable to dislodge them from the objective. The Germans squeak out a win against a resilient American force. And that brings this battle report to a close. Again, very different from our normal battle reports without including dice rolls. I had no intention of filming this battle until we started playing it, and I just said, oh man, this just looks incredible. 2 fully painted armies on a beautiful table. I need to just start hitting the record button. We will move back to our normal format for the next one. Really hope you enjoyed. Please leave us a like. Supporters Club, your names are on the screen now. It's by no means necessary. If you've watched the video this far, you've done more than enough to support my channel, so thank you so much. We will see you in the next one. Take care.